So this video is about my Kortex second brain and is a part of a series of my entire second brain structure, which there are previous videos and also future videos about it. And there's no perfect software individual for every individual need. So we must do it ourselves to build a perfect second brain for us. But there's three different things. We have Milanote, we have Kortex and Notion, and this is the middle topic, Kortex, which is my second brain, and also 80% of my work gets done in Kortex. Milanote is for visuals, which was the previous video. The next video will be about Notion, and then there's another combined version of all together and how I use them effectively as a second brain structure. And yeah, nothing is perfect. No software works for everyone. Similar to life, so if you want to have a fulfilling life with our unique preferences, your personality and your temperament, we need to build it for ourselves. So it's the same as a man. If you buy a suit, it will not be perfectly fit us. So we must have it custom fit. And the best way to make it custom fit is to create or go to the cutter, or how you ever calling it, to the thing. The one that John Wicks often calls is there and like making their suits that is bulletproof. Kind of like this way, yeah. But first, when I'm like talking about this Kortex tool and system productivity and whatsoever, who am I actually? So who am I actually? I'm Jeff. I'm an ex-photographer and also ex-co-founder of a German company or startup actually called Zenivo. So we were a team of 10 people making around 300K a year. And now I pursue my passion with my one-person business here on YouTube and launching on teaching and explaining others about productivity systems and second brains for creators and businesses. Kicking off this video, there's two things I want to mention. First of all, there are two more videos coming up. The one about Notion and the one is the entire structure itself. So consider subscribing, clicking the bell icon to ensure you don't miss the next ones. And also I have a 90-day challenge, a free 90-day challenge actually. So the primary goal of this challenge is to build a life of freedom and autonomy, pursuing your passions without any financial restrictions and waking up motivated and excited. And there's honestly no bullshit in this challenge, just pure value for 90 days and about my business experience and how you can implement them into your own life or into your own one-person business if you're interested to start one. Link is down below and let's kick off this video. So first of all, Kortex is a new and free writing tool created by Danko. He's pretty famous, so on YouTube, Instagram, whatsoever. So you can look him up if you don't know him. And yeah, and in my view, for example, this is the best second brain available on the market. Own preferences. I tested it out for a couple of months and I'm addicted to it. And yeah, how my second brain works and how I'm implementing it is the topic of today's video, because it's the blueprint of a second brain. And yeah, Milanote was the one before, which is just a visual whiteboard. And Kortex honestly is a really strong second brain. And Notion, for example, is more like a project management, but this is for the next video. So what I do every single morning is to read in the morning on the app Readwise Reader. So if you're familiar with Readwise, Readwise is the app here where you get like these daily reviews from imported books from Kindle, Apple Books, etc. And they release their own reading app called Readwise Reader, which is kind of like on crack. I hope I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. And yeah, they have a library function with like articles, books, emails, PDFs, tweets, videos, and the tag system from Readwise. And all of that can be stored there with the simple highlight feature from videos, YouTube videos, articles, blogs, and you can also send them via email. So I have an automation that all my newsletters I want to read will be sent automatically to the app and I can read them. For example, these ones from Mike Romaine about newsletter stuff, books about cybernetics and all the stuff there. And honestly, it's one of the best apps I ever tried in my entire life, and honestly, it changed my life. Yeah, you need to pay for it like $10 or something, or $12, but honestly, it's completely worth it. And Kortex is free, by the way. And the crazy thing about Readwise Reader and the integration with the tag system, as you can see here, there's a tag system, and every tag we are store or everything what we read here, we can make a highlight and then tag it to the specific situation, what it needs to combine together. And then we can have it here. And the interesting part about Kortex is we can access all this information here on Kortex library, and can also actually search for the terms. So for example, when I'm here right now in Kortex, and then I search for newsletter, then sure, I get the information in my documents, which I'm writing, or newsletters I'm writing, capture feature, which is this floating note here, which is a quick thing of like tagging stuff, putting voice notes and writing down your ideas. And then we also have sources, which sources are actually the books or articles, etc. And then we also have the highlights, and the highlights are the highlighted things with a specific text. And honestly, this is extremely powerful when we are writers and readers and like to gather more information and want to become better human beings. And also, I have a specific tag system which I would like to explain here shortly. I was actually thinking to make it a bit later, but I think this one makes perfect sense to do it right now and explain how the system I created myself works and how it also changed my life. So for example, the tag system is quite simple. There's 3 tags I always try to include, which mostly works pretty well. There's not always 3 tags I need to use, but it helps me for further optimization and organization. So first of all, the grandparent tag and category is, for example, the newsletter. So the keyword or the tag is newsletter. Then we have a parent tag or keywords, which could be newsletter growth or newsletter referral. And then third of all, we have the child tag or the purpose, means newsletter growth advice or newsletter referral examples or things. What I'm reading is like newsletter is for the general information. Okay, I know I can find it somewhere in newsletter tag. And then when I want to get more specific, I go into, okay, newsletter, it's actually about newsletter growth, right? Okay. And then do I have examples for that? Yeah, I do have. So I always try to, while reading, organize this in the brain. Okay, how do I find it later on? So while reading, I'm not really trying to memorize crazy, or write down on the same time, because it probably takes 10 years. So I try more to like organize, like, hey, where do I find the information if I need it? And when we implement this system into our brain, honestly, the way we think and articulate is completely different. For example, I don't really think anymore. I mean, sure, I think, but I more try to know, okay, where did I store it? So I can deloads my brain, because otherwise we have too much stuff in our brain. And because I have a good second brain system, I can like deload my brain and have more clarity for new and further information. So I just need to remember, how did I organize and store it in my second brain to find it again? If you understand this, after a while, it also took me a couple of months. If you're a beginner, for example, there's people even more advanced than me, but just if you haven't been in this topic, honestly, the way how you think changes tremendously, because it's easier to get more information, new information into your brain. As mentioned before about all my reading stuff, always after reading in the morning for 30 to 60 minutes, I start writing, and the writing is something where I'm like journaling, putting all my thoughts into it. And this is also the time where I start writing my newsletters. And then for that, I have a specific structure, framework, a newsletter writing structure, which when you join the challenge, for example, you get entire access to all the Kortex templates I use every single day, and also my entire second brain, how it actually works more precisely and in written form. And yeah, and then I write these newsletters every week, and I actually have 3 newsletters. One on Wednesday, one on Saturday, and the one on Sunday is the challenge. So everyone can do the business stuff and hopefully create their dream lives everyone is wishing themselves inside the brain. And yeah, that's how I also gather more information afterwards, because this structure helps me while writing. So let's make this as an example. I have both these sides here, and while I'm writing, I can always look down. Okay, that's the source, for example, the price of living your own life, the best that life can offer, and then I can click it and then can get the highlights, include it into my structure here, and then my writing benefits from more information, sources, etc. And honestly, this is a pretty powerful and strong thing, especially for knowledge workers. And yeah, when it comes down to productivity, that's also something which, because the channel is mainly about productivity, I also have an accountability planner, which this is my own one, which I use. And there's also an accountability planner, which you can download for yourself. So these ones are all my lead magnets, or also templates. Templates, for example, here you can get in my challenge. There's always more come. So the longer the challenge goes, 90 days, it's not finished yet, the more gets into it. And the accountability planner is pretty simple for you. It's a way of getting better every single week, and also getting really 1% better every single day. Because this template, or like the way of structuring, will be copied every single week. So we, for example, have week 3 now from challenge 2, and then I just copy it for the next week, and then I delete the stuff which I already done, and the stuff which I have not done yet will be sent every single week until I finish the projects. I hope you get the point. So I try to get every week better, ticking off all my tasks I need to do, and then always gets more, and I try to finish this stuff up. But it's also no hassle, because I know what is the priority and what is not the priority, because this is the template what should make it easier to finish your task. Yeah, you can download everything for free. Link is down below, and that's actually it. That's the video. I also have a Notion operating system. If you're interested in a Notion productivity person, link is also down below. Everything is there. And I hope you like this a bit more in-depth video, and I hope it helps you. And also I try to talk a bit more clearly into the camera, not reading from a script, because I don't know, it's so exhausting reading from a script. I don't know, it's my point of view. But never mind. Thanks for watching this video. See you guys in the next video. Bye.